Okay, this topic is about religion and medicine. You know, people always we have a topic, we anchored it first. Now we want to anchor it again, we anchored it before. Religion or medicine. We want to understand what people are really thinking about this because of the response we got with taking it again. So I want you to help us out. Religion or medicine, which one is it? Because people are just religion has caused so much chaos when it comes to medicine. Because of one religion and one belief, you find out that parents have actually stopped medical procedures based on their religion. They watch their children die, brothers die, parents die, even themselves die over religion. So is it that medicine is nothing now compared to religion? No? I mean, we are confused now. Can you help us with
is
this?
um is called ethics. We are kind of observing the medical person that is not encroaching on the patient's rights, is trying to observe the right of autonomy of that patient, for example. Now, if the patient or your client tells you, I don't want you to transfuse blood to myself or my family, we respect that, or the person, you respect that
Mhm.
no matter who you are, whether you're the pharmacist, the doctor, the nurse, whoever that is there, the patient or a client tells you, I don't want you to do this for me in the umbrella of medicine, or respect that, or else you're going against the ethics of that profession.
Okay, a question now for me. So the ethics of the profession, you mean parents can actually put a block or stop to something that you know that this person is going to die in maybe an hour if they don't receive this organ, probably liver transplant, blood fusion, all kinds of things that the patient needs, but religion has stopped it. So basically, you mean that they don't have the power to override individual's decision
Who
based
who has the power to learn?
the medical team don't have the power to override. And even if they cannot, can they get the government involved and say, let the government get involved and find a way to curb these issues that hospitals are having?
For if you're talking about yourself, I would say that medicine, government, don't like what you do with yourself. You're not whatever you're doing is not going to be detrimental to the next person. It's basically yourself. You have the right over yourself. But when that thing you're going to do is going to harm another person, yes, then there is a higher authority to be able to prevent that from happening, no matter if it's your right or
So,
not.
so that means if I have a son and he's having medical challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and for example, I'm a Jehovah Witness, and I want to put a stop to the treatment that will
Mm-hmm.
save his life,
Mm-hmm.
and I say, don't touch my son, what can a medical person do?
The person can advocate.
Well,
Advocate for the child. Just talk to the parents, whoever that needs to be talked to be able to, penetrate the person in charge of the child. Could be the pastor, could be the imam, could be whoever that
okay, so
the
what
person
of
listens to.
if all this advocacy
Doesn't work.
doesn't work, it's been blocked, and the parents insist, but you know that time is ticking,
Mm.
couple of minutes or hours, this person will die. Are you saying medically they don't have the right over this person?
Mm. Funny enough, is we are kind of yeah, no,
They don't
you
medically,
don't
you don't
you
have the
don't
rights.
encroach on your patient's rights. But what you can do to protect yourself and your facility is for the patient or for the individual to sign a written agreement, consent, that despite what you've told this patient, this person is still insisting on not receiving this treatment, and both of you signs on it, then you can carry your child and and yourself.
So quickly, I'm not thinking. Don't you think that the government should get involved with it? Because if you go ahead and shoot someone now, the government will do anything to put a stop on that. They will send you to jail. Government have the right over anything. So government have the right over life, really truly, because you cannot kill. Government don't play with that aspect of life. So don't you think that the government should interfere
Now,
into these rights that they're giving to parents?
Word.
even the government respects religion.
Yeah, word.
We understand. We understand, but so that means religion is greater than government.
And it's faith. Faith is bigger than
Regardless of what you want to say. Because when you say faith, faith comes in different branches.
That is why I use the word faith, because
Word.
different people have their own faith on different things.
So now if they come with faith, government is one.
And government is
And
another field.
government is one in one law. But religion comes in different branches.
Mhm.
So if all kind of religion, I can spring up tomorrow and form a body, call it a name, and put things around it. Government will respect it. I feel that the government should really look into that. Life, nothing should come before life. Life is before government and religion. If you ask me,
Word.
life comes before government and religion. So this podcast is where we're trying to see if we can get across for us to respect life, because you can't. Nobody has the right over somebody else when medically the person in charge in the hospital have all the qualifications to make it right. That's his or her job to
Yeah.
make it right. Why would he or she not have that right, the final say to bring somebody back to life?
Do you know why the government will really excuse themselves from your faith? Is because if something goes wrong in the process of you trying to impute your own law on this individual, you'll be held responsible for more than
Who be held? The government.
the
or
government.
Nobody holds government responsible.
Well,
The
no, but
government-
you will say,
I know what you're
but
saying.
then the parent or whoever is going to tell you that this child is not supposed to have died
Oh.
if you have followed the laws of the land
What
or that
laws? The laws of the church,
of their
of their
belief.
religion.
Yes.
But that doesn't. The laws of their belief is basically they will pray and have faith, right? Now, if you
And there are some ritual for people that are traditionalists, some rituals that they perform. Even in the prison, there will be some points where they'll tell you, they'll tell you, I need to do this because my religion permits this. You see the prison words grant a prisoner that access because everything about
you are-
faith is respected.
you're 100% on this, but that is not life and death. We are talking about life and death. We know how governments around the world don't play with death. So what I'm saying is that if government truly love the citizens and they don't play with death, they should be able to revisit. Meaning that you should revisit situations like this, because you cannot just leave it in the hands of another drunken parent, supposedly in the name of faith.
Well, I think that comes again if the person that is in charge of the child should be sane enough to be able to make
How
that
do
decision.
you know someone is sane enough when there's no time? It's ticking 1 hour to go. This person is going to die.
But if it's
Just
just
a tick.
about the religion, then I don't think for now government don't have anything against the
Government should
religion
look
of
into
that
it.
right.
Government
Yes.
should look into
So if
it.
they
So
look
what's your
into
final
it-
take on this?
I know that I've heard some preachers actually tell the congregation that him as a person, there's a difference between I'm pastoring now and as a human being. When he's after talking, going here and there, he's human, he's tired, so he goes for medical checkup. He's telling his congregation. So most of these things, right? It's more of the preachers and then individuals as well. That's the way I see it. Some preachers might tell you these things, but the congregation itself will not say, I beg, I'm going to use the Bible. I'm going to use the Bible.
Wow.
So,
There are some instances where a certain faith that don't receive transfusion
yeah, like that.
told a medical personnel to please transfuse blood for me, but don't let my church people know about it.
Yeah.
Now, this is somebody that is after
Top.
protecting her own life,
Thank you.
irrespective of what
Of
he or she
religion.
believes in. Do you get? Men make laws,
Yes.
Wow.
and we can actually decide
laws
to
as
to make it to
Okay.
be favorable for
Okay.
us.
So let's conclude on this now. So you see what she just said now. So don't be a fool, if I have to use that word, because this is often on statistics. We don't bend when we speak. Don't be a fool if you know for sure that you are not strong in your faith. Because they know, some of them know that hey, something's going to happen, but because of the faith, they lay back and watch their loved one die. If you're not sure, just as he said, call the doctors to the corner and bribe your way through to save your what?
So it's actually don't be fooled.
Don't be fooled. Don't fool yourself. Don't get it right. Done right. What?
Word.
Word.